Hey guys, it's Bingus Khan here, and I am here with you today with the 110% definitive Armored Core 6 homophobia tier list, which will show you how each character is going to react to you coming out. And this is sort of thing inspired by SkewClip on YouTube. They also made one for Elden Ring, and I thought it would be a funny shitpost idea, so here it is. So before we start, we have a bunch of tiers here, ranging from F to S, which shows how bad it's gonna go for you, basically. And characters will be rated based on how well they would take to you coming out to them. And it's gonna start with a quote and an explanation. This is all basically my subjective observations. I'm also a queer dude. So you should take this list 110% as fact and accept it as the truth. It's the law. And this is assuming that you come out as bisexual. This is going to be completely unscripted. I'm just winging it as I go, so deal with it. So without further ado, we're starting with number 33, Gun 5 Iguazu, because of course he would. With the way you fight, I've always known you were a Yikes. Your number one hater, telling him means you're basically giving him more ammunition to insult you. He would absolutely find any reason just to hate on you. Definitely experimented on back in college, but it didn't work out and now possesses internalized homophobia from the experience. Great guy. Next is V2 Snail. Ugh, you're more vermin than I thought. Fuck. Despite being from the far future, Snail still believes that being gay is caused by mental illness and is the cause of STDs. It's supposed to say D, I didn't fix it, I don't care anymore. He also fully believes that augmentation technology could fix homosexuality, which is stupid. Is often accused of being gay, just the way he acts, I guess, but denies it fiercely at every turn. Honest Brute. Oh dear friend, how very exotic of you. I would love to explore that with you. This guy just gives off predator vibes, so stay away from him. Why would you tell this guy? He's not homophobic, but he's obviously not right in the head. He's thinking of some heinous shit, as you tell him. Like I said, creep, and is definitely a chaser. Stay away from him. Next we got Gun 4 Volta. Iguazu told me you were a won't matter to me when I start to kick the shit out of you. Yikes again. Was made homophobic due to the fraternal nature of the branch of military he serves. Probably wouldn't think less of you if he got the chance to know you. That said, he probably still hates you. Just the way he is. But he's in cahoots with Iguazu, so just don't tell him. Next is Cold Call. Tell me again how this concerns me. The guy is all business. He wouldn't care a single bit about what his victims are. Sexuality probably won't play a part in how much a hit job costs, so he wouldn't care either way. Gun 2 Nile. So you're one of them. I've seen some of your kind in a few corporate riots. Safe to say I shot that down pronto. Loads linear rifle with malicious intent. He's a cop, of course he's gonna hate gay people. Anyway, he's incredibly ill-informed. If you're otherwise a comrade of his, he probably wouldn't mind. Not behind your back, at least. Next is V7 Swinburne. What? Does that mean you're into me? Stay back. I'm straight. Definitely closeted, but tries to repress it. Push comes to shove, though, he's gonna use that info to blackmail you, so probably avoid coming out to him. Either way, he's a complete bottom. Next is Sula. I see. I've never slain a gay person before. This should be interesting. He does not see sex or gender, only prey. He lives for the hunt. A 1%er among a generation with high mortality rates, like Snail, probably believes sexuality and mentality plays a factor in compatibility with the tech, I mean. Nearly a century old, definitely holds some unsavory opinions on minorities, so yeah. Next is All Mine. Kate Markson, they're the same person. This information is most intriguing. With it, we shall test the correlation between sexual or gender orientation to the performance of AC pilots. Thank you for your collaboration, Raven. All Mine exists for all mercenaries. Being a sentient AI, she is as objective as she could get on the matter without any human bias. Not homophobic, but certainly not an ally either. Views that matter more as a variable in her plans of research. She is a computer after all. Invincible Rummy. What's that? What's a bisensual? Whatever, man, just get the hell out of here. He's too stupid, too high to comprehend the matter. Why can't I say it's Rummy? Definitely frequents forums like 4chan, often hears words like woke unironically thrown around, and with how much coral he doses, he definitely believes a bunch of conspiracies regarding gay people. So, yeah. Chartreuse. Really? You think it makes you any special? Let me put you out of your misery then. Thinks you being gay is just trying to be hip, cool, and different. Maintains being homophobic since that's what's hip, cool, and different right now. Doesn't like it when people are more fringe and edgier than she is. Kinda hard to be friends with someone with that ego. Raven. Hard to say what silent mercenary nobody even knows the face of thinks. But as far as I'm concerned, his real identity is Carl Urban. This is not for debate. Next is Thumb Dolmayan. You, Pestle Rubicon! I warn you, stay away from my family. You'd think he'd be referring to the youngins like Z, given guys his age actually believe in the whole woke groomer bullshit. He's actually referring to Freddy, his boyfriend. Sees you as competition for his paramour. Guess Coral could really just impair your judgment when it comes to people. Nozick. Heard you guys make a lot of cash out of that woke stuff. Think you could hook a guy up with some tips? Maybe a little bit of a loan? Not homophobic, but only sees being an ally as a potential money-making scheme, so he isn't that bit genuine about it. Will absolutely turn homophobic if it becomes more lucrative and cost-effective for himself. Same thing with Gun 3 Wu Huawei. I once sold HRT and treatment to a bunch of you chumps. Y'all pay good money for even scraps of this stuff. Knew I read the signs right. He's a bit of a jerk with how he views gayness and transness. Tell at your own risk, he seems a bit like an asshole. I mean, he did abandon the red guns for more money he saw in Arquebus, so you can fuck right off. Much like Nozick, he is rather money-minded and only sees the LGBT community as a cash cow for his hustle. Wow, if only real life was if only real life wasn't like that. He also caused a pandemic once, so absolutely do not buy anything from this guy. V1 Freud. What about your AC? He's too focused on his AC and pilot performance to even consider an opinion towards you. Far from homophobic, he could care less about anything outside of mech combat, to be honest. V5 Hawkins. Many of my fallen friends were such. Their sacrifices to better mankind's technology will not be forgotten. By the way, want to join the Vespers? You could really help us with our DEI initiative. Would seem alright with you coming out. Would absolutely pitch you to join them just for tokenism because you're gay and that sells, I guess. Not homophobic, but ignorant about people beyond their immediate aspects. V6 Materlink. It'll be risky hanging around with you, but let's see what the Commander Snail thinks. Aware of the precarious position queer folk have in society, would see as a potential risk to her reputation, and especially to how Snail views her. But I can't say she likes Snail. At least she doesn't personally hate you. and has a 90% chance of turning into a lesbian the moment she finds out what Snail really thinks of her. King, I can see the pride in yourself, Red. You could serve alongside me just well, but alas, we must clash blades. Real recognize real, but more so if your skill as a fighter than you as a person. Not homophobic, he doesn't see sexuality as a huge factor in a person's character, which is good on him. If you manage to succeed there, Raven, for the call sign though, he might respect you a bit more. But probably before himself. Gun 6 Red. Good to know, Gun 13 Raven. But I don't know how this will affect your performance, so you better keep up that training. Try to be good friends with everyone in the Red Guns, no matter their background. Has experienced hardship, so he sympathizes with the plight of minorities. Looks out for the well-being of everyone, including those he considers his underclassmen. He's an elder brother, after all. Gun 1 Michigan. Well, looks like we got a snowflake in our ranks. You better live long enough to find someone as gay as you, or else I won't let your corpse hear the end of that waste of spit you used to tell me that. Am I understood, maggot? Would definitely haze you about it, but wouldn't make a big deal out of it. It's the way he is. Shows he cares. Genuinely cares for the troops under his command, and that includes you, gay or otherwise. Would be the weird, supportive uncle type. Index Dunham. I fight for the liberation of those treaded under corporate boots. That includes you, friend. Coral, abide with Rubicon, he says in front of everybody on stage. A blue-collared worker fighting for the rights of the downtrodden. That's as progressive as you can get in this universe. He will absolutely let everyone know that he's an ally. So, no secrets are safe with this guy. Roku Monson, warrior of courage. Valiant you stand against your foes, fighting for love's sake. Always respects a combatant who are sure of themselves. Treachery is not something this man tolerates, so don't cross him. Genuinely believes in his interpretation of Bushido. Will defend your honor against those that will tarnish it, though he would look like this if he did. V8 Peter. I appreciate the disclosure, Raven. Conversations such as this could help deepen our relationship even outside of business meetings. On one hand, he respects you for coming out. He seems to be one of the more honorable of the Vespers. On the other, though, it's hard to know if he's being genuine given his split personality. From the side of him that does show, though, he's very professional about it and would be supportive. It's definitely also closeted. V3 O'Keefe. I'm glad you let me know. A friend of Rusty is a friend of mine. Maybe we aren't so lonely after all. Hand you a cup of coffee looking stuff. Old Depresso Espresso would definitely enjoy a bit of company, no matter who it might be. He's a humanist at heart, and that includes all aspects of life. Knows at least you're staying true to the value of humanity. A former arquebus spy, so watch what you say, but he probably isn't about that life anymore, given where we see him in the game. Ring Freddy. That's good then. I wish I could let people know as well. I wonder what Delmine would do. He's, of course, Delmine's boyfriend. Of course he'd be alright with it. Limits the fact that you could speak so openly about it though, because unlike him, he keeps his relationship a secret to protect Delmine. Would definitely slip you some love advice, warranted or not. Middle Flatwell. We're war buddies now, Raven. Your skill and character precede you. Don't you ever be ashamed of what you are. Definitely the cool uncle type, believes in you no matter what. Will try his damnedest to get you hooked up, whether you want to or not. Would be buddy-buddy with whoever you hook up with though. Strikes as a very affable chap. Next is Chatty Stick. It is good that you trust me enough to admit that. Disclosing a background such as this is a good sign of kinship and faith. I've heard the chief is too though, so don't be afraid to tell her. Oh, and tourist, don't forget to smile. Despite starting off as a simple generative AI chatbot, affection from both Carla and the other dosers have given him a soft spot for humans. He views you as a friend and will support you. Next is Cinder Carla. No way, me too. Nah, I'm just shitting with you. Glad to know, tourist. It doesn't change a thing of how I think of you. Now go out there and make Walter proud. No, she is not shitting with you. After losing so much in the fires of Ibis, it would genuinely warm her heart to see someone who still has something to aspire and hold on to. Especially when that someone's close to Walter. We'll try to convince you to take your date to a dinner she so lovingly set up, but run the other way back. Low Z. Really? That's great. I knew Uncle had a good judge of character. If anyone makes you feel bad about it, let me know. I'll pay them back. You grew up with a great family and two queer father figures at that. They respect one another. If you're a part of it, you're safe from scorn. Absolutely the type to attend pride parades despite being the straightest of straights. Good influences in her life have given her a good judgment, and not to dismiss someone based solely on something as trivial as identity. Next is Handler Walter. I see. That's good, 6 to 1. If you've got any other issues, let me know. We've got a job to do here after all. He won't show it, but he's definitely supportive of you and genuinely will care about any troubles you might have. Thanks, Dad. We'll drive you to dates and prattle on to your partner everything about you like a parent would, though. Second is Air. I already know Raven, but I'm happy for you anyway. I'll continue to support you and make sure you find the best path forward for all of us. She's in your head, of course she already knows that. Part of an oppressed alien species, exploited for their values resources, will absolutely fight for your right along with her people. Best wing woman though, being the best data conduit, means she can shoot you every single kind of relationship advice and will tell you when a date's going sour. And of course, number 1, V4 Rusty. Glad you could open up to me, buddy. I've got your back as well then. I'll chase a future for all of us across the scorched skies. But come on, let me grab you a drink to celebrate. Number 1, buddy. He will support you 110% and is the greenest flag there is. The RLF is his family, one of the most supportive groups on Rubicon. For such as yourself, you're in good hands. Respect you as both a person and combatant. One of the few people aside from you, the voice in your head you can genuinely connect with is Rusty, of course. Fights for liberation as the RLF's figurehead. Will fight for everyone's rights, even if it costs him his life. And that's a wrap there. We got the final rankings here up on a tier list. This is just an elaborate shitpost. This isn't anything serious, I just wanted to make something for fun. So, yeah, this is incredibly cringe. I'm not gonna do it again. Thank you, bye.